Hello, this is Doc C. Rich 3 TV, and I'm Dr. Carolyn Richardson coming to you today to tell you how you can stop trashing dark green cabbage leaves. I was purchasing a cabbage not too long ago, and I was gathering the dark green leaves, which is my habit, and I was putting them in the produce bag along with the head of cabbage that I was buying. There was another lady who was watching what I was doing, and she said, "You eat those? It's safe to eat the green leaves?" And I explained to her that the dark green leaves are rich in nutrients and vitamins and that they are safe to eat. Well, she looked kind of sad because she had just stripped off the dark green leaves off of the head of cabbage she was buying, and she had thrown them in the little garbage can that they had nearby. She said, "Well, I just threw mine away." I said, "No problem. The next time you buy a cabbage, you can save your dark green leaves because they are safe to eat." What I have discovered after having conversations with my patients and their parents is that what people don't like about vegetables is the way the vegetables have been prepared. A few years ago, I went to a restaurant called the Falafel Shop. Now, this shop, falafel, for those of you who don't know, are little balls of dough that have been fried. It's a Middle Eastern food, and it's seasoned with savory spices. It's very good. And at this particular restaurant, they had a variety of all kind of shredded vegetables and chopped vegetables toppings that you could put on your falafel sandwich. Now, the falafel ball, little fried dough balls, are served on a little pita bread. You've seen those pocket breads. And you put the vegetable toppings on there, and they have nice sauces that you can put on top. I tell you, by the time you put those top vegetable toppings and the sauce on there, you don't even miss the meat that is not in the meal. The key to eating good vegetables is first you need a food processor, because a food processor will help you chop and dice your vegetables in little tiny pieces, and that way that enhances their flavor. The first thing you want to do is prepare your raw vegetables. You wash them in cold water. You might want to use a vegetable brush to scrub the dirt off of the vegetables. Sometimes little bugs may be stuck to the leaves or the stems. You want to scrub that off too. You say, dirt? Well, of course, vegetables are grown in dirt. But when you're ready to eat them, you want to get rid of that and wash all of that off. After you have your raw vegetables washed, then you want to cut them in chunks, getting them ready for the food processor. The food processor will transform your vegetables into delicious and nutritious meals. You could use the grater attachment that will shred your vegetables, or you can use the chopping blade like this that will dice them into fine pieces. By pulsing, you will control how fine the pieces are. Once the vegetables are chopped in little pieces, the little pieces leak out the natural juices from the vegetables. When you combine the vegetables together on a plate and sprinkle a little dry seasoning blend on there, when you microwave it, you form right there on your plate a delicious flavor, a sauce or a dressing with little or no fat and just bursting with flavor right there on your plate. Now, the thing about cabbage leaves is that, and broccoli and cauliflower, some of these vegetables, when you eat them raw, may have components in there that could cause problems for your thyroid function. But you get rid of this problem by heating the vegetables a little. What I do is for my cabbage, cauliflower, and broccoli, I usually heat them 2 minutes 45 seconds in the microwave. For the thinner vegetables like shredded zucchini, shredded carrot, and asparagus, I heat that in the microwave, but only about for 1 minute 45 seconds. Now, you want to prepare your vegetables. You can keep them without putting the seasoning or anything on there until it's time for you to eat them. According to the World Healthiest Foods website, cabbage is one of the most economical vegetables that you can eat. The only vegetable that's cheaper than cabbage is the potato. researchers have identified that there are nearly 20 different flavonoids and 15 different phenols. These are antioxidant compounds that are found in cabbage. The cool things about these antioxidants is that they can decrease your risk for certain types of cardiovascular disease like stroke and heart attack. The other thing, there has been 475 research studies that have examined the role of cabbage in its way of preventing cancer. Some people have even included cabbage in cancer treatments, the eating of cabbage. There are 3 very important nutrients found in cabbage. They are antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and they're called glucosinolates. The glucosinolates are the part of the vegetable that also help with fighting cancer. Now, they give cabbages that pungent odor and that bitter taste. But remember, you can get rid of the bitter taste by chopping your vegetables finely. The glucosinolates that are in the cabbage actually ward off bacterial, viral, and even fungal infections in the intestinal tract, and also lower the risk of certain types of cancer, especially colon cancer. Now, here's another tip. What if you have your cabbage and the leaves are a little wilted? They're all flappy and saggy like this. No problem. Green leaves of vegetables are just a living plant. What you do is you can trim the bottom of the leaf off, or like the stem of the plant, and then put it in a little glass of cold water, just like you put cut flowers in a vase of water. The leaves will soak up that water, get rehydrated, and then they'll be all crisp and ready to be used. You don't have to, I do the same thing if my kale is a little limp, if my broccoli crowns are a little limp, if my celery stalks are a little limp, I just trim a ½ inch off of the stem, sit them in cold water, leave them for about 30 minutes. You come back, your vegetables have been rehydrated and they're ready to use. Now that you know better, you can do better. So stop throwing away your dark green leaves on your cabbage, and if your green vegetables are a little wilted, that's okay. As long as they're not brown or yellow, you can revive them. Just put them in cold water, let them rehydrate, and they're ready to go. You can start preparing your vegetables with little fine pieces using your food processor, making tasty meals that will make the taste buds on your tongue just happy. You'll be eating your vegetables every day. You'll eat more vegetables and enjoy them, and your body will thank you.